Hey everyone, welcome back to Evony with Genghis. So a conversation came about in my Discord yesterday, and it was something I kind of looked at one time a while ago, and then kind of just was like, my guy's 10 stars. I don't need to look at upgrading. But it is interesting, and I want to look at the difference and tell you my opinion on whether it's worth it or not. So I'm talking about the Rally Spot new officer. So almost everyone like me in the game probably has Toyoto as the duty officer. So right here, little Japanese guy is what I always called him. And he's good. I got him 10 stars. He's in the tavern. Lots of people can get him to 10 stars. Evony has released 2 different rally spot officers since him. The first one was Zhu Liang, and I ignored him because it was like maybe 5% more march size. And I was like, yeah, not worth it for me. Not going to be doing it. Then there is another guy, and it's NIWA. And we're going to take a look and compare Toyoto to NIWA and whether it's worth the jump. And we're going to compare 10 star of this guy against 5, just 5 gold, no red star at all of NIWA. And I think it's really interesting to compare and discuss because NIWA is available to people. There's some different avenues to get NIWA, and I'll show you. One of them's open right now. One of them's open all the time if you're an all-star player. So first, let's look at what Toyoto does, and basically march size 6%. March size 10%, and then in here another 5 to give a whopping 21% march size, and then all this other stuff, lots of in-city buffs, no two-way buffs. I added all this up, and I'll show you in a minute. Now, the next guy is NIWA. NIWA's in here in the tavern, and in Japan, and right here. So at 5 stars, this is what you're going to get from NIWA. Just this stuff up here. That's it. But it's really good. Increase march size 10%. And your attack, HP, defense 6% 2 ways. Both sides of the wall. Attacking and defense, reinforcing everywhere. 6% more. Then you go over here and you're going to get 6% more march size. And you're going to get some attacking ground and mount attack. 6%. Then you're going to do the final spec, and you're going to get 15% more march size for a total of 31%. So 10% more march size. And 15% attack for ground and mount when attacking. And 15% HP when attacking. So that's really good. If you are lucky enough to get another copy, realistically, you might be able to get 3 copies to get to 7 stars if you're a decent spender. I'll show you how. You don't have to, though. We're just going to compare the 5%, or the 5 star. But if you can get them all, it is definitely going to be way, way better. And I don't think there's any more. Yeah, wow. If you could get to 8 stars, you get another 7% march size. That would be ridiculous. So let's look at what is 10% march size. And we can basically figure this out just by looking at a buff. So what do I have for buffs available here? I have a 50%, or I could remove Toyoto from the wall and he's 20%. So if we look here, we could also just look at this and say 790,000. Toyota is going to give an extra 79,000, right? That's what 10% is. Sorry, NIWA is going to give that. So an extra 79,000 troops. You can also get troops in here if you wanted to give away some of the buffs. And I'd get 28,400 if I went there. So that's about 3% march size if we go by that comparison. So 79,000 more troops. Is it worth it? Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. Now I'm going to show you how to get NIWA. So there's basically 2 ways. One of them is right now in strategic event, And you could get him in this chest. Okay, so he's in here, and right there at the top, that's where you would get him. You would get him by using the double down or triple down coupons, and you would just buy some of these coins or stockpile tickets. You would only buy like one a day, $100, and you'd get some tickets. You wouldn't buy them all at once, and that's it, pretty much, right? You'd purchase the gems, and that would get you 80, or you could buy $300 worth of them, $400 worth, and you'd get 200. But obviously, the more you buy at once, it means that you're not going to have all triple downs, so you're going to get less return. So basically, spend money and you could get them. Or you could go into your All-Star Glory Shop, which I found interesting, which actually is making me consider using it. So right here, I would get them here. So if you have saved up some Galaxy coins and you have dragons, what are you waiting for, right? I have 180 coins. I could almost buy 2 copies. Or I can wait and, look at other stuff. Wow, please don't accidentally press that. And anyways, so there's your use for Galaxy coins. I could almost get 2 copies of him. Now, is it worth it? Let's look. So the top one is what you're going to get from Toyota. 21% march size. Attacking 5 for all 3. In-city defense 25. In-city HP 20. And in-city attack 15. And you multiply those by 4, and you're going to get 180 and 60. Right? Like, you're going to get 100% in-city defense. Pretty good. In-city HP, 80%. Some people would say not all 4 are equal, though. Like, right? In-city attack, you're really only caring about the siege attack for the most part. And then the rest does matter, but not as much. In-city HP, you want your horse and siege HP. In-city defense, you probably want everything with a high level of defense. And then if you go down to NIWA, you're going to get 31%, so 10% more march size. All troop attack defense HP 6. So that's going to negate some of the losses on the other stuff, right? Because this works everywhere. It completely wipes out the attacking march size. The attacking HP defense and attack of 5, because this 6 works both ways. And then you're going to get all this extra mount and ground attack and HP when attacking. So what does that mean? It means if you go right here, this is exactly what you're getting if you change over to NIWA. 10% more march size, 79,000 in my case. That's at K44. You're going to get 1% more attacking HP, defense, and attack. And then you're going to get minus 19 in-city defense, minus 10 in-city minus 14 in-city HP, minus 9 in-city attack, plus 21 ground and mount attacking attack, and plus 15 mounted ground HP while attacking. So there's some trade-offs for sure. Gonna go, do I recommend it? I personally would actually say it matters what keep level you are. If you're a lower keep level, like what I'm going to show you right here, I know some people are saying, oh yeah, it's worth it for sure. In my Discord, Big T's saying it's worth it for sure. It's the single best upgrade. I'm not going to say he's wrong. I'm just going to say, in my opinion, I think it does matter what keep level you are. Like, if we go down to K39, they're going to get 50,000 more troops. Is that really worth it? I don't know. At K45, I'm gonna get that rally spot really soon. I'm gonna get an extra 86,000 troops instead of 79,000, so an extra 7,000. I'm not totally convinced it's worth it yet. I really have to think on this, and I'm gonna have to talk to some other people who I value their opinions a lot. People in some larger alliances, I'd like to know if they're recommending all their members get NIWA for that extra 10%. I've always said, when your buffs are, over 3,000, what's an extra 10%? So I have buffs that are over 3,000. They're somewhere near 4,000. Is that 10% worth it? Because March size is something that's really, really hard to get in the game. So that's what makes it so compelling. And it could actually be worth it. So I'm going to think about it. I do think the larger keep you have, larger March size you have, makes it that much more advantageous to go with NIWA. If you're a smaller player, you're probably going to be joining rallies. You're probably going to be taking defenses as a filler. I don't know if I would recommend NIWA to you. Plus, you're probably going to be short on specs, and you can't just grab NIWA and upgrade them. And this brings me to, this should be the number one topic in the next developer call. Let me know if you agree. Why do we have to choose between Blood of Ares and Rune Stones? I should be able to dismiss this guy, get both of them, and that would help me upgrade NIWA if I was to do that. Because that could be a factor for some people too. Well, I already invested in Toyota. I'm not going to redo him because I'm done spending. I'm not spending anymore. Like, that's what some people could think. So that's my thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is NIWA worth the upgrade? Plus, you also have to consider where you could use those galaxy coins for instead if you do have them, right? I would not do it instead of a dragon, that's for sure. And I'd also consider saving the coins in case a dragon you don't get in the future becomes available on coins if you have those dragons. Anyways, I thought this was a really interesting discussion and something to give people some thought to. And I also just wanted to point out, NIWA's available, guys, if you are looking for an upgrade. Like, subscribe, leave a comment.